I've just done one run, it looks okay. So let me explain to you what the system is. So let me just turn off. Okay. So it has a power unit, and then this is a, you can see this YouTube viscometer. There's two bulbs. This is for low viscosity, high viscosity, right? And then the sample goes in here. Okay. So there are heaters in there that keeps temperature very constant, 25 plus minus 0.02. Okay. So the YouTube viscometer is where the samples are being drawn up, and then at a certain time you let go the pressure, and then the thing will fall down, and you measure the time it takes to fall a fixed volume. It's very viscous. They use the smaller tube. Okay. So the instrument will do 2 runs to compare time 1 and time 2. There's a setting. If you say less than 0.5%, then they accept the result and give it average value, and then the thing do the cleaning. Okay. So the cleaning is done automatically. So we have a pump, a vacuum pump. Okay. And then here is the water as the first solvent and acetone as the second solvent. So the system, once it's in the cleaning mode, it will suck water, soak, and then remove the water here. Do 2 times. Okay. And after that, you use acetone, suck, you measure the volume. I'll show you afterwards how it's done. And then twice you clean with acetone, and after that you blow air to dry the tube, and then this thing will drop down. Okay. And then you're going to load your second sample. So you have the setup. So what I do is that this is the software, Visco Pro. Okay. And so let's say normally you need to turn this on in the computer, right? So let's say you press OK. So you ask you to, let me see, to click this. This is 103, right? Let's say you do, so let me just try my name, okay? I don't know why it's doing this. Anyway, let me try and see. Few. ID. Let's do a few, okay? Temperature, T1, T2, and then okay. So then I can log in. Interesting. Yeah, okay. So this is the setup. So these two must be agreed, microthumb and microthumb. So once you log in, you have this. This is the operating. This is the data storage. Okay. Then you set your. So first is blank. There's a solvent, right? And then right click. Right. You want to determine the blank solvent. Okay. So next one is, let's say, CNC 2 milligram. Right?
Prof, is there any range for the blank to the highly concentrated or low concentrated?
No, you can't do very concentrated. You will know. So it's a bit dilute, right?
Okay.
CNC. For okay, then and see 6. Okay, and then okay, so now you have set everything as it is now.
So first we can go 10 samples, right?
Yeah, 10 sample.
That's what I
Okay.
can see right now.
Yeah. Okay. So you can either press run or you got to move the things in up. Okay. So now you remove this. You put your solvent, right?
The blank first.
Blank. Okay. Always the blank first. Okay.
Yeah. This is the best one,
So
right?
you put it in, and then you move it out.
That's manual. Okay.
That's it. So prepare your sample, and put it, and then you press run. So the system now, you see, this is the instruction. Initial tube, you set a tube, and then you then pull, right, the sample up, and then you will stop here. Stop. And then you let the temperature equilibrate. So temperature soak, that means that it is, so the red line is basically the instruction, the action of the rheometer.
So we need at least 10 ml.
It's all set, yeah. It's set for 90 seconds. You will hold because you need to make sure the temperature is constant. And after that, it's going to initialize the sensor. So there are 3 sensors. One here, and one here. These 2 is for this bulb. These 2 is for the small bulb. So it measures when the liquid passes. It starts the time about 0. And then when it goes to here, stop. Measure the time automatically. Okay, so thermal soak now, and then after that, it's going to trigger the. You have any question? So these 2 has to be green. First of all, you turn on half an hour before. It would train the sensor, it would set the temperature, equilibrate, and then the red becomes green. Once it's green, you know you can do it. So the red is always the current action. The current sample, the current action at thermal soak. Right? You can change the time, but I'll teach that later. Okay, now you adjust the sensor, top sensor, and then the middle sensor, and then the lower sensor, bottom sensor. And once that's done, it's dropped, it starts. So now you can see the liquid is falling down. You see the liquid is it's falling down. You will start here, right? So it's falling down, and then when you hit the first sensor, the trigger on. So you start the time stopwatch on, then this will fall down to the second, and then you trigger. It's users, so you should train them because you're using the viscometer. This is basically an automatic version. There's another more expensive version that I had in Singapore. That's automatic. There's a tray. You put your sample in, you press the button, you go. You do everything by yourself.
So once you change the first sample and you can go for the second sample, you need to wash this in
Automatically wash for you. You wash automatically.
Oh, okay.
I'll show you afterwards, okay? So now you've done the first test, 1. So now you're going to pull it up. Number 2, right? So number 2 is doing the second run now. Stop, right? And then you soak for
90 seconds.
Yeah, 90 seconds. You have any question?
So the blank is running twice, you know? This is the blank, right?
Everything run twice. That's the setup, right?
Yeah.
And then it compare the 2. If the difference is more than 0.5%, you can change that. Then you do the third run. Then you take the 2 that is below 0.5%. Right? Yeah. So you always make sure that you have good result, right? Because the difference you set yourself.
Yeah. To make it more precise, we go for 3%.
Yeah, it's up to you. But you might end up that if the tube is not clean, The sample is not clean, and especially if you do cationic system, because gas is negatively charged, right? So it can create problems. And that's why this instrument had a problem, because someone was using some cationic stuff and you got to wash it. And then it went to all the sensors. You spend a lot of time cleaning it. Okay?
So you can also look for the solvent in the water and
This is the waste, yeah. Then
when
it's
you put it,
clear. Now it's here, right?
And when it's empty, then it's easy that one.
Yes, exactly. So in the bottle there's a filter to prevent any dirt from going in. Is there a question?
And the one that we had in one actually we fitted with soft silicon after doing the experiment.
Okay. Yeah.
How big is it there?
Soft silicon.
Soft silicon.
Yeah. Okay. So it dropped the second one, right? So after the second drop test, if the difference is below the value, then it would clean the tube. And I'm going to show you how to do it. Okay, maybe you come here. Okay, you come here. I'll explain to you. So it's just doing the measurement, the same measurement. So this is quite a complicated system where they do the automatic washing and drying. So this is a bulb that measures the volume of the solvent, right? Because the tube has certain volume. This is the bulb. These are the control, sorry, not valve. So now it's drained, right? It's drained to here, you can see, it drains. So now it's going to clean the tube now. It's going to pull in water. Okay, now it put the water in, you can see this filling up here. It measures, and then when it comes up here, it would stop. And then you drain the water into the tube. The water, you see, it can flow here. See, the water is flowing, right? So it's going to clean the tubes. And then you do a soak once. And after that, you will drain the water. Do the second cleaning.
And then the aperture, right? You know that?
Sorry?
Not only the
Yeah.
aperture.
Later on, I can teach you how to. So there's a vacuum. You have this. I can teach you later. You have to put this inside. Adjust the vacuum to about -3 here. The pressure to 1. So there's a. I'll teach you another time. Okay. We just do the measurement now. Okay, you can see. Right. So now it's going to pull in. It's drain now. Then it's going to fill in another time of water, right? And then you drain into the tube. So the valve here controls the filling and draining. Do you have any question? So this is the second. So we have set the. You can change those parameters in the service. So after this finish, you're going to fill acetone, do it twice, and then it's going to blow air to dry the tube. And then it's ready, it drops, and then you put your next sample, and then you repeat the cycle until you finish all your samples. So you don't have to manually, like, you know, when I was a student, I had to go and use my mouth or use a suction to drain, and then dilute or so this is very easy. Just prepare a sample and then you can do the measurement. You can do other things. So now it's acetone, right? You can see it's very fast. Yeah. It's clean, low viscosity. So okay. So you can see acetone is going to the tube to clean the tube. So you do it twice, and hopefully the tube will be clean at the end, right? So you have to watch that this solvent, acetone, and the water, that's enough. If it goes down too much, you can do fill this up, wash acetone. And then when this is down here, when it comes to here, you got to remove it.
You cannot put it all in under that mixture.
question? Yeah, so this is the second time, right? You can see.
My only concern is the bottom tip. So all the washing is happening from the inner lumen, but not the outside. It's of this bottom tip, the outside of this one. So when you're putting sample to sample, so it may change or there might be contamination.
The tube is inside.
Yeah.
It's not proper.
So you cannot recover
Yeah,
the sample.
Sorry?
You cannot recover the sample after
No.
each measurement.
This one we cannot, but
Okay.
but you can set it to recover
Because
if you want.
okay, so it usually just automatically flush it into the into
if
the
you want
waste.
to recover sample, it's a lot of work, right? You can stop it, right? So you just prepare enough sample, 10 mil only, right? And then let the system take care of itself. Okay. So now you can see now, it's going to blow air. You see, it's blowing air, right? You dry the tube, and once that's done, this thing will drop, and then you put your next sample. Okay, so Lian, you can do it. Okay, you put a
Okay.
next sample and do the.
So now-
you drop by itself.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But just
Everything is done by itself.
Yeah.
Only when it drop down, then you replace.
but when you just put it inside, then you have to just put it.
Yes,
That's
put
it.
inside. Exactly. That's it.
Okay, that's not very manual.
Yes, that's the only manual thing you do. Prepare the sample and then put in, flip up, press run, and then that's by. So you will then wait for the second, because you have set up 6 trays, right? So you will run step by step.
We just need to follow the sequence. Whatever
Yes,
you see.
whatever you set up, right? Because remember you have to do the plot of AST and C versus C, right? So the solvent and then the rest are run to the solvent and then you extrapolate, right? So you say final air dry, right? Any questions? So it's very straightforward, right? So you're making CNC or you want to do interaction and the structure change, right? Then you might see the effect clearer because this is very measuring very low viscosity material, right? So it dropped, right? So now you can take that out, put the next sample in, and then you
Just lift this
so
up.
say yeah.
Yep.
And separate, then lift it up.
Press the
Yeah.
cover.
No, yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Then
So it
push
run by
run.
itself
Oh, okay.
automatically.
Run by
So you
itself.
go to the second one.
Okay, so it runs 6
Yeah.
times for 6.
Exactly. So you're in charge now, okay? So,
Okay.
so just observe what's happening, and then so you can see the red line, the thermal soak. So you just pull the sample up now. This is the before it's the solvent, now it's the sample one. Always start with low viscosity or lower concentration than the highest concentration. Right?
Okay, so after everything is done, how do we like get the data? Like export,
You will show it.
export.
Yeah.
So
So you can export.
export
yeah.
data.
The menu is here.
Okay.
Okay, the menu is here. So if you have any question, you can ask me later. But I got a big meeting at 2, so I got to go now.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm in
So-
office. Anything urgent, you come and see me.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're in charge.
Okay, I'll run rest
Yeah,
of the
Rasul,
samples.
he
Okay.
knows how to use the equipment.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, so you can share this.
Thank you.
I think the list is the same, right?
Yeah, it's the same. So now all 6 samples have finished. Yeah, I'm recording it, so it's okay. So after finish the sample, take out your glass vial, and then your data will be in the window at the bottom. You can see here are the 6 samples with 2 milligrams to 10 milligram. So to save this data, you can either take a screenshot and save it to your folder, or you can save it as a report printed. So the first thing you need to do is to analyze and change the report title. And for this one, the title is my name and CNC sample test and the date. Press OK. and then first main, print, PDF creator, okay, and then save the data to your folder. So here's the data we ran today. Okay, that's all.